ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಂಟರಿಂದ ಅಭಿಷೇಕ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಿ ಆರ್ ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಿನ್ನೆ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಝೂಮ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಹೌ ಟು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಆರ್ ಎಲ್ ಸಮ್ ಕಾಮನ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಕೋವಿಡ್. So we got a fantastic response and everybody wants to rejoin. So we thought that let's make a YouTube video and we can share it to everybody. And as you all know, Dr. C.R. Chandrasekhar is a retired professor from NIMHANS, and he's running this NGO called Samadhana Counseling Center from a very long time. Welcome, sir. Sir, there are some general questions what people want to know about COVID, and we are getting many queries in WhatsApp or news channels. They are not getting proper knowledge. So what is the basic symptom one gets in COVID, sir?
In some people, no symptom.
Okay.
Some people, no symptom. Suddenly, when infection reaches the mid level, initially no symptoms. Mid level, either breathlessness, because COVID affects the lungs. So breathlessness can be first symptom. And some people, fever can be first symptom. In some, dryness of the throat or cough can be initial symptom. Or just general aches and pains. So, and loss of smell. Loss of smell, and when you lose the smell, you don't feel the taste of the food. So, symptom can be anything. So, any symptom, because fever can be due to anything, but any fever, dryness of the throat, cough, or aches and pains, then little bit breathlessness, then inability to eat properly, then immediately get tested for COVID infection.
Is it okay to get tested without a doctor's consultation? Because many are getting, we have decided to go for RT-PCR. What is RT-PCR and why it is getting negative, sir? Why is the virus escaping?
See, any test measures the antibody level. Antibody level, because virus act like antigen. It enters the body and produces some antibodies. So this test measures the reaction, body reaction to virus. So the reliability rate is about 70% or 80%. That means false positive can be possible and false negative can be possible. You may have COVID infection, but test may become negative. Or you don't have a virus, but test can show as positive. So this is possible, because 100% guarantee test is not there. But RT-PCR is still a reliable test for virus. Now people are telling that scanning. In scanning, when you develop breathlessness, otherwise don't spend money on scanning. That's scanning of the lungs. Okay. Then on this rapid antigen test, now they are telling that you can test yourself. Anyway, it hasn't come to the market yet, but the reliability is questionable. Rapid antigen test, only 50% reliability. So at present, RT-PCR is the reliable test, up to 70% reliability. So get it done. So either you can go to any center, the government hospital or even the private hospital, and then request that you want to get RT-PCR tested because you have some symptoms, or there's a positive case in the neighborhood, or somebody has become positive and you think that you have contacted him or he has visited his house. So any doubt, don't delay, get the test done. And if it's positive, then don't get into panic. So positive doesn't mean that you're going to get hospitalized or you're going to have severe symptoms, or don't feel you're going to die. Because death rate is only 1%. So 99% of people recover from infection. So if you become positive, then immediately ask the doctor what to do. Home quarantine, is it possible? Or now they are opening COVID care centers. Because home quarantine, very difficult to remain in the room, because you have a separate room, separate toilet, which others should not use, and even children should not come near you. and you should keep away from everybody. Your food should be given to you at 6 feet distance and eat the plate back, and you have to spend time yourself for 1 week. So home quarantine is possible only when you have enough space at home and you can stay in one room. Otherwise, now go to any COVID center, then stay there for about a week. If more symptoms come, maybe two things are to do. One is check the temperature, minimum twice a day, morning once and evening once. If the temperature is 37 degrees Celsius is normal. 37.5 and above becomes abnormal. So test the temperature. Second one is the pulse oximeter. So 3 times you have to put the machine into your finger, and if the oxygen concentration is more than 94, then you are safe. Be happy. Still you have doubt, 5 minutes walking, 5 minutes exercise, check the oxygen level. If it's above 94, that means your lungs are safe, they are not affected. If the oxygen level comes down to 92, 90, then immediately contact your family doctor or go to a COVID center, COVID care center. Then they will decide, assess you, if necessary take scanning of the lungs, because this virus attacks the lungs, because lungs usually it's a very spongy organ where oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange. So when the cell enters the lung cell, the cells get destroyed. So naturally, even though there is oxygen in the air you take, but oxygen doesn't get into the blood. That's why your brain and all your organs have difficulty because they don't get enough oxygen, because every second oxygen is required for every cell to function. So then you start having breathing difficulties or secondary infection. Bacterial infection you may develop, and you will have cough and cold and sputum. Then the doctor will decide whether you need admission. So admission, then they will monitor it properly, and usually medical kit is given to you. Medical kit, it contains crocin, antibiotic, and then a painkiller, then antibiotic, and some vitamin supplements, and zinc and so on. And take food at regular intervals, take lot of fruits and liquid diet. Because if you take a very hard diet, a very spicy diet, or non-vegetarian food, then first of all you can't digestion, and then digestion becomes very difficult. So take soft food, more fruits and vegetables, because they give you all the vitamins required, and then engage yourself. Don't sit idle, don't think negatively about the outcome, because you should be bold enough to think that yes, I am positive, but I am going to face the infection and come out of infection, because 99% of people recover from infection. Only thing is, if you are having diabetes, if you are having hypertension, or if you are obese, or if you are already having asthmatic attacks or severe allergic reactions, then you should be careful, because you have to control diabetes. Because diabetes and any infection can be a bad combination. Because diabetes, you don't control, then not only cells will not get oxygen, but cells will not get glucose also, because blood level keeps increasing, but the cells do not get glucose. So diabetes destroys the cells in the lungs or in liver or in brain. So diabetes, you should be extra careful, control your diabetes. And then do some physical exercise, staying at home only. Do free hand exercise, raise your hand and stretch your legs. Or if there is space within the house, you can have a walk, every 1 hour, 5 minutes walk, or morning and evening. Go to the street when there is nobody, take a stroll in the road, and then recreation, because you can't sit idle doing nothing. Either read a book, listen to some music, for religious, pray God, or some any creative activities. You can learn something, or you can play some indoor games. So all those things to make you comfortable, and you should not become anxious. You should not get into panic state.
Your message to Like if they are home isolated, there will be 4 people in a family. If one is affected,
Yeah, then,
what should the other
No,
three
no,
do?
other again, they should get tested. Others should get tested. If they are negative, then everybody should wear a mask properly, cover the nose, cover the mouth, and double mask. They know there are such thing. Wear 2 masks. Then, even if possible, wear a face shield, and then wash your hands more frequently. Don't touch anything which is touched by the person who is positive. Because on this surface, there is a table, there is a railing of the stairs, or even a door handle or wall, the virus can stay for 2-3 hours. So that's why don't touch any surface which is touched by the patient. This one. The second thing is, don't go out at all, because many people, that's how home quarantine is failing, because somehow they go out either to buy vegetables or buy something or meet somebody, and then they'll spread the infection. So it is a responsibility to not to spread the infection to your own people and to others. So that's why now they are opening COVID care centers where your movement are restricted, and there are people, then you can converse with them and have some social activities. Then keep yourself engaged.
Sir, and people buying medicines without prescription, if somebody is positive, they will
Don't.
forward the prescription and they will buy the medicines themselves.
Self-medication for any purpose should be avoided. Only crocin you can use for either pain or some fever restrictions. Except crocin, don't use antibiotic, don't use antihistamines, don't use any other. Or buying vitamins, buying zinc, or buying all the immunoboosters which are being sold now in the market. Allopathy, Ayurveda, and homeopathy, all people have dumping the medicine market with immunostabilizers or immunomodulators, immunoboosters. They are not very helpful.
Not very.
So, best thing is keep yourself calm. That's the best thing to increase your immunity or to prevent decrease of immunity. Keep quiet, keep calm, engage yourself. I am positive, but in no time, within 1 week, I will become negative.
Sir, and what about this CT score, sir? Everybody is having this.
Say 10-point scale. So if it is 2 and 3, mild damage, 3 and 5, moderate, above 5, 6 or 7, then the severity of damage keeps increasing. So an expert radiologist will give the score depending upon looking at the image of the lungs, how much damage is there. So if it's 2, 3, then mild. Then score is more, then you have to be extra careful and to take the help of the doctor. Where if you need oxygen, they'll put you on oxygen. If you need other kinds of intervention, they will do it. Or if score is 7 and 8, then you may need ICU placement or even ventilators.
Sir, and what is this black fungus, white fungus suddenly appearing in people?
It's not new thing. It's there from long time,
Mhm.
especially in diabetics, number 1. And also people are sick for a long time because their physical strength is less. Then say fungus, they grow either in the mouth or in the nose. Like you throw a bed paste, 24 hours you see the fungus growing. So fungus is again a plant-like thing or semi-particle. Then it grows on your nose, on your in your mouth. Then if it's white in color, then we say white fungus. If it's black in color, black fungus. Now we say that white fungus, black fungus, damage them because they destroy the cells, and then it can be dangerous. It increases the breathing problem, the lung damage, and then so antifungal agents have to be given.
Sir, and what about this mask, sir? They are asking like wear double mask, be careful, wear N95 mask or surgical mask.
So one is if you are wearing ordinary cloth mask, there are two masks. Ordinary cloth, you have one layer. So wear 2. N95, they say it gives you more protection. Of course, surgical mask, you have to use it for 6 hours, 7 hours, and then keep changing. Or at least every day you have to change the surgical mask or N95. Whereas cloth mask you can wash, and they are telling wash and iron it, or spray it in the hot sun so that it becomes bacteria free or virus free. Because hot sun rays will destroy the organism. Otherwise, if it's partially wet or if you keep it in shade, then fungus may grow. So that's why use cloth mask, 2 masks, double mask. In N95, quite it's expensive, but if you can afford, that's the best. The doctors are telling. Or surgical mask, if you can afford to buy surgical mask and wear it,
Sir, and
change it every day.
people are deciding which vaccination to take.
Yeah, no, there is no choice. Whichever available, take it. Because all are tested, found to be equally effective. There is Covishield, Covaxin, or Russian one, Sputnik. All are same, all are reliable, and they give again up to 80% immunity with 2 injections. Now the interval again, now presently they are telling either 2 months or even 3 months. There will be a gap between first dose and second dose of 3 months, because slowly the antibodies will be produced.
And
Take the first injection, and whenever possible at the end of second month or within 3 months, you take it.
Sir, if
A few days delay, no problem.
if a person is vaccinated, the first dose is done, then he gets positive, and when can he take the second dose?
No need, because already virus has entered the body, that itself will produce antibodies. Then take the same treatment. Vaccine is helping you to have antibodies, and virus also has entered your body. It will also start the antibody production.
Now the ICMR has decided that the second dose will be given to them after 3 months once they are infected.
Because see, it's a new virus, new disease, and so every week experts are experimenting and then finding that they are making changes. What is advised today may not be advised tomorrow. So initially advice was different. Now advice are initially 28 days. Now it became 42 days. Now it has become 90 days. Because they worked out that even the interval is 90 days, then it's good, because antibodies will get produced with the first injection, and second booster 3 months later can take. And then next 6 months or 8 months, you'll have immunity.
Sir,
And again, when the strain changes, because virus keeps changing its structure, so a new variant, if it comes, then it may produce a different kind of antibodies. So we have to accept it. Then anyway, at present I am telling that second wave virus also responds very well to Covaxin, because Covaxin or Covishield, any vaccine will give immunity against the first wave virus or the second wave virus.
Sir, and one final question: what is this third wave? Everybody is getting scared of it. They are saying that it's going to affect the kids.
Again, second wave itself, but children are getting affected. Today, newspaper you saw that quite a number of children are getting affected, because virus can affect anybody. Can affect the newborn child, can affect 5-year-old child, 10-year-old child, or 90-year-old person. So children are naturally they are easy target for any infection, virus, bacterial. So because anticipatory the third wave virus may be more stronger and also may spread quickly. So, we saw the difference between first wave and second wave virus.
Is it airborne, sir?
No, definitely not airborne. Now, people should remember that when you breathe out or when you talk, the air comes out of your mouth. When you breathe out, air comes through your nose, and then 1 feet or 2 feet, the virus can travel. So if you sit very closely to a person, then the virus will come to you. It's not airborne. Again, it's a droplet infection, or it is there in your breath.
So
So
one,
this way, If it's airborne, then 50% of people would have infected anywhere in the world. So nowhere virus is found out that it's a airborne infection. It's mainly droplet infection, coughing, sneezing, or breathing or talking, and other person is sitting very next to you and get that breath, still it is wet and the virus is there.
Sir, and one final message from you as a psychiatrist. People getting panicked or getting anxious or afraid because of COVID, what is happening to the world?
So because of every day we see, hear the news, some person is dying, your own relatives, your own friends, or in our news channels they show the score, the cricket score, they are announcing how many people died today, how many people died yesterday, and tomorrow how many people are going to die. And also the plight of family, and also the suffering of the affected people. They don't get immediately bed, they don't get oxygen as required. So similarly, medicines are not available, they are sold in the black market by some vested interest people. So all this suffering naturally induces fear, and you anticipate that it will happen to you also. So this anticipation or exaggerating the danger is should be avoided, because if you become panicky, then your immunity comes down. Then you will not be able to fight against any enemy. So even suppose you come to fight with me, then if I am not bold, then I can't fight with you. I will run away, though you will not be able to beat me up. But my assessment is Abhishek will beat me to death. So that exaggerated fear will make you to run away, or will think that you can't even lift your hand, you can't even scold the other person or warn the other person, you only can't speak. So excess fear take away your physical strength, take away your mental strength, and that's why excess fear has to be avoided. That's why we say excess fear is as dangerous or more dangerous than virus itself. So if you are calm, if you are composed, then if you think that I am going to fight against this virus. Similarly, it applies even cancer patients. Even cancer patients, if they lose hopes, then they will die. Even the best treatment you give, they will die. But if the cancer patient wants to survive, no, I want to survive, I will fight against cancer, then even to doctor's expectation, they recover. So, fighting against any enemy, fighting against any disease, fighting against any disease-producing organism, you should be bold and should not have negative thinking. Because why you become more anxious, you start thinking negatively. That's why we say, when you become COVID positive, you should become double positive or unlimited positive attitude. So, and you should tell everybody, you phone up your friend and say, oh, you are positive, don't worry, you will recover. Don't give an alarming note to him, oh, you are positive, then what happens? So you may have to admit into a hospital. So all those negative feedback should not be given, and negative attitude should not be encouraged in you or in others. So be bold, and if you are bold, then any organism will not be able to damage you, because your body is ready to fight.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your time, and stay safe, stay home, take care, and don't download useless WhatsApp videos and don't forward it to other people, because you are creating fear all over the world. And thank you, Mr. Sunil and Nimesh, for shooting this. And thank you, doctor. Thank you very much.
Let them check any message which comes through the social media.
Yes.
They should not accept any message, any information, anything forwarded. Check with the doctor. Always, with COVID infection, the person who can give you reliable information is your doctor. Don't accept any statement made by anybody, because it's my personal experience or I have seen myself. So this type of personal experiences are shared, and we don't know to what extent they are true. That's why various other remedies, home remedies, do this, do that, COVID will run away, all those things, don't believe. Check with a medical person who can give you the correct information. Okay?
Thank you.